You don't want to get called by the teacher.
Still all night.
But and I see. Well, I wondered if.
All right, we will go ahead and call to order the Wednesday, April 3rd, 2024 regular city council meeting. Start with the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Civility pledge, we pledge civility by listening, being respectful of others, and acknowledging that we are all striving to support and improve our community. Roll call. Duncan, here. McFarland, here. Gabriel, here. Strange, yeah. Whitehead is absent tonight. Need to perfect and improve the agenda. Any changes to the agenda tonight?
No changes.
We have a motion to perfect and improve the agenda.
I will move to approve the agenda. I'll second.
Duncan?
Yes.
Farlinger?
Yes.
Gabriel?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Next is citizen speak. This is a time where if anybody would like to address the crowd on any items that are not on the agenda tonight.
Do you want me to talk again? There's more people here.
That's fine.
So, my name is Mary Meggers, and I don't live in Solon. I live just east of Shearville. And it's come to my attention that the people up in this part of the county, that we have to go to recycle. It used to be at North Dodge Hy-Vee, the old one. And now it's all the way down to the airport that we have to go to recycle. And there's a lot of people in northern Johnson County that would do recycling, and it's difficult for us to get down there, especially a lot of the older people like to do their own recycling. And so I have a proposal here. I'm going to all the city councils. I'm going to go to Shearville. I'm going to go to Swisher, talk to all those people and give them all these, but I'm doing a petition. And it's for northern Johnson County to have a recycling center somewhere, like the one that is down in by the airport. So that our older people, especially the rural people, do not have to drive down there to try to recycle. And I think that the supervisors should provide us with some sort of center in this part of the county, because it would also maybe benefit North Liberty. We're very populated up here. We pay a lot of taxes up here. So I think that they should be able to provide us with some sort of recycling center. It doesn't have something simple. But anyway, I worked at the University Hospital as a nurse for over 30 years, and I was on the Johnson County Board of Health for two terms. So anyway, I think that something better needs to be done for us in that department. So I'm gonna do this petition and take it to the supervisors to try to get something done. But I have to go to the city council first to let people know what's going on. So, and then I will get a hold of the, what's that people? The economists, and let them know also. And then these, I've already got one of these at the library. So if you want to put your name on the library, you might want to put your email and your address also. They've got one at the library. So thank you so much for listening to me.
Are there any other items that are not on the agenda? Right. Next, we'll go to the consent agenda. So approval of the minutes for the March 20th regular meeting, approval of the list of bills, treasurer's report, and transfers. Building permits, there are a couple. Then we have event applications. So before we get there, Jill, do you want to talk a little bit about the Spartan Dash?
My name is Jill Schmidt, and I'm the Spartan Dash chair. Spartan Dash is a family fun run set up along the SRNA trail with multiple obstacles. Spartan Dash is the Lakeview and SIS's PTO's largest fundraiser All of the proceeds that we make go back directly into the classroom. Spartan Dash has been able to provide preschool playground equipment, offset field trip costs, provide educational magazine subscriptions, self-defense classes in PE, Lyrics to Learn, and Raz Kids subscriptions. Every teacher also receives $300 to $450 in discretionary funds to spend towards classroom materials yearly. We are able to provide a large part of these funds due to the sponsorships and admission to Spartan Dash. We would love to have the ability to bring this community together and once again have fun and raise funds to support the students of Lakeview and SIS. Thank you for your time.
Any questions?
Thank you for everything you do.
Thanks. Next we have the Weekend Warrior event, May 25th. You have Katie and Mike here.
Okay, good one.
Go ahead. Okay. My name's Mike J. with Track Guide Foundation. And we raised money. We started in 2018 and we raised money for impoverished kids in Iowa who want to get involved in track and field and cross country by purchasing new shoes, providing scholarships. Since October of 2018, we have gifted 670 pairs of new shoes to kids across the state, including about 9 pairs to kids here in Solon. 52 $500 scholarships. And now we want to add to what we do for kids at no cost and host our own summer camps. We'd like to put on 3 summer camps in the summer with guest speakers, guest coaches, etc. So Weekend Warrior is an event we want to hold in Solon. 4-person teams on Friday night, the 24th. 1 team member will bowl 2 games at Colonial Lanes in Iowa City. Saturday morning, 1 team member will golf 9 holes at Saddleback. 3rd team member will bike from SRNA to Ely and back to Big Grove. Then 1 person will run 5K on the trails and end at Big Grove. And the casino is our title sponsor. We got bringing in Hannah Stolke and Peyton Sanford for a meet and greet and a free throw contest afterwards. And so we've never had a standalone fundraiser. We make money by selling our self-designed t-shirts online and through donation. And that has been more than enough for what we're doing now, but we want to add to what we do for kids in Iowa. And I was a long time track and cross country coach and knew there was always a need for kids. And it's unbelievable that what we do is not even scratching the surface. So that's the Weekend Warrior. That's what we want to do.
Big Grove comes into play with it because we're asking to close down the street to the east of the building where we have closed in the past for our anniversary party. Not affecting traffic in the form of blocking. They'll still be able to access the alley and Main Street will still be available. So basically just the immediate 3 spots right outside of our patio, that street, and then the first row of parking. We would barricade it off. The race for the 5K and the bike will follow the city approved route that we met with and went over, and then they will come this way and end with a chute entering Iowa to the south. That's Iowa Street, I believe. So that's what we're asking for. We're expecting a turnout of 300 to 500 people, depending on if the women win or not. So I'm kidding, but kind of, but no, like 75 to 500 people, kind of somewhere in that range. But I do think it will be bigger if the Hawkeyes, continue to win. So that could affect that.
And we do have Johnson County reserves. We've got 4 Johnson County reserves that finalized that yesterday that will be here at there will be 1 at the intersection of Racine and Main Street when they come this way. There will be 1 at the roundabout west of town. There will be 1 where the bike trail crosses 382. And then we'll also have 1 in this area out in front here. Just to alert traffic that they're, going down at the bottom of the hillside thing. But we've got 4 of the reserves lined up for that day. The competition, if you will. People ask me, is it a competition or a race? Well, there's gonna be a lot of guys riding the bike to Ely and back that have them. They're not racing anybody. And but The plan is to have everybody done, completed, everything before 12. And then the basketball players will be here from 1 to 3.
And then we will do a tear down at 3 o'clock with the road being reopened, by 3:30 at the latest is the goal.
Any questions?
Just a couple comments. We, so Public Works, Rec Director, myself, met with, my son and Katie. These are large events and we welcome them in our community. So we try to make sure that if we're gonna do them, we're gonna do them well. We like having the visitors to our community. I'd say it's probably been 6 or 8 years ago, we had to designate a bike route because we have so many events of like this that come through Solon. And, you know, complaints from residential neighborhoods just were mounting because for every organized events, there are several unorganized events of, you know, 25 to 50 riders coming through every weekend. And so safety is a big part of this with both runners and bikers with this event. And so I think we've really tried to work together to really make sure that safety is a priority.
And there was a concern about the number of people that might be in the SRNA parking lot area. So we are gonna park, all of our event people are gonna park at the middle school. So we won't be in the parking lot, but also open it all up for the events that are already gonna be going on there. Our initial goal is to be good stewards of the city of Solon but at the end of the day, they say you're welcome back instead of getting the hell out of here. We don't want to.
Well, very much appreciated.
Absolutely.
All right, and the last, event, we have James interrupted, June 22nd, 24. Diane?
This application came in from Diane Morser. This will be their 3rd year. I think Diane was planning to be here. James Interrupted came in, and did a presentation here not too long ago. And they hold this annual bike ride. They start at the SRNA and they take the other trails out of town. So I've notified them that they need to work with our rec director to find a good staging area because their staging area last year kind of wasn't in a real good spot. But we'll work with them this year. They are, their numbers have been under 50. They're hoping to, you know, increase that. So that's what I know about the event and they're planning for June 22nd.
All of that, do we have a motion to consent the agenda?
I will move to the event.
I'll second. Duncan?
Yes.
Farland?
Yes.
Gabriel?
Yes.
Fair. Yes. All right, next we have the fire department, report. So call volume is slightly down from last year, still higher than it had been, previous years. So they're, the crew's staying busy there. We had an agency meeting a couple weeks ago and worked through the budget, with that. And one of the highlights, from, Chief Seidel, they actually, saved somebody voted on them during an active call and they were able to bring them back. So they had to save, a few weeks ago. So, again, the department does a great job. They do have a couple openings on the department with that, but that was something that definitely want to share. They did have a save, responding from a call. Share thoughts.
There's nothing on our report for response, so I'm told.
All right. Thank you. All right, anybody have anything? All right, Scotty, Public Works.
Hey, good evening. Yard waste resumed collection on April 1st, so Monday. We began doing that again for the season. Park restrooms are also open now for the season. And those of you that have been down there to the SRNA, you may have noticed a big pile of lime. We're waiting for the crew to show up. This weather now slowed them up. Gotta wait for everything to dry out, but they're gonna rehab fields 1 and 2 or diamonds number 1 and 2. So that's what that line was there for. Tomorrow, I believe V&K is gonna walk with the contractor of the water main project for Chapel and East or West Elm. and identify and begin addressing some of the grading and reseeding issues with that project from late last fall. We completed brush grinding at the Public Works Garage. I don't know if any of you guys utilize that, but we had a huge pile this year because of all the ash trees that are coming down within the community. Our pile of mulch was quite large. That pile's been there since the derecho, and we ended up hauling about 1,400 cubic feet, which is over 100 tandem truckloads of mulch just to get it off of our property, and they take that out to area farmers that are looking for some fill material. But that was quite a bit, and might be something that we may want to address in the future, whether or not we're going to be taking whole trees from the community or not. I haven't got a bill yet, but I'm assuming that that's going to be about a $12,000 bill for the grinding and removal of that amount. And that's about it. We're trying to stay dry and stay busy, and the weather doesn't know if it's going to rain or snow, and we don't know whether to put the plows on or take them back.
Liz?
Yes, it's National Library Week during April, so we are celebrating that. We'll have a proclamation in just a few minutes. We celebrate all month long, so please come by the library, celebrate, enjoy everything we have to offer the community. We are so grateful for the support. We have little speech bubbles there, so the next time you're there, if you want to fill one out, you can say what your favorite library memory is, perhaps from a child reading program, why you came to the library, or what you love about the library. And then those will be up on a bulletin board for everyone to enjoy. On next Thursday, the April 11th, we're going to do another partnership with the Solon Women's Club, another mental health 101. This one is called Nature Therapy. So it's a chance to come. There's an expert who's going to lead us in a nature activity, and then coming back inside, of course, assuming weather permitting, and then come in and do some nature journaling. So that will be Thursday, the 11th at 6:30 in our meeting room. The Solon area garage sales have been set. Our friends of the library manage that for the city. The garage sale dates will be Friday the 31st and then Saturday, June 1st. Registrations will open on April 8th, and it is an online Google form that you'll be able to fill out to register your sale if you're interested in doing that. Payments will still be accepted at the library. If you don't have a computer at home or need some help with that, come in and we'll be happy to help you fill out those forms. And then finally, trivia night. Our quarterly trivia night is happening again already, April 26th. 6:30 p.m. Grab some friends and create a team of up to 6 people and come and compete with us. It is so much fun. Alexis does an amazing job. 4 rounds of trivia. The really cool thing is that you can check out up to 5 books from the library to help you with that trivia. So that's a little unique part for us.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Wow, it's sitting in here.
Yeah, Trail Ridge Part 2, they're still working on utilities out there. They've been installing water main. Weather slowed them down a little, but once things improve, they'll be back to that. Scott talked about Chauvel and Elm, trying to get the punch list refreshed and get moving on that. Looking at the I&I, since Scott a set of plans for sewer rehab. We had some pretty high flows in the wastewater plant this week. So we do still have some system issues, and we had televised previously, so Scott's looking over that. We'll prioritize, come back with some recommendations on things to fix. I've been looking at some miscellaneous site plans and plats, and then on the wastewater plant, we went on tours last week and looked at a few different facilities. We went to Tiffin. They have an Aeromod process, which is an activated sludge process. Lots of rectangular tanks that are all close together. They had some screening and grit we looked at, a sludge press for their solids handling and outdoor storage. So that was one look and type of process we looked at. We went to Grinnell after that, and they have what's called an Avil carousel process, which is somewhat of a modified version of the oxidation ditches that the city of Solon currently has. A little bit bigger. Instead of the rotors that mix and aerate, they have propellers that spin the opposite direction. They had some additional screening on the front end of that helped them out quite a bit. They had some clarifiers that we looked at, as well as their sludge and their UV system. That one was indoor UV, and we talked to the operator a little bit about that, whereas Tiffins was just an outdoor covered. And the third one we looked at was in Williamsburg, and again, screening and grid at the front to kind of get some of the things that we can't treat out of the system. They had a fluidine SBR process, which is different than the other two that we looked at. They also had UV, but theirs was outdoor, not covered. So we kind of got a little different look at several different processes, got to talk to the operators, got a lot of good input, asked a lot of questions, Scott and Dave and Cammy and I, and I think one other, Dave was there as well. And Emily from our company all went and looked at those, had a very informative tour at those three facilities, and the operators there were all very helpful, and we talked a bit about the controls, the integration, and some of the ways that we can maybe update our stuff so we can have it more visible and operator friendly. So good tour, got a lot of good information out of that, and now we're beginning to start putting together our packages and get the information from the vendors based on what we saw and the preferences that we had identified from those tours. So moving along with it, but just wanted to let you know in case anybody wanted to go and didn't quite get a chance to make it.
Now I'm gonna tell you. He makes the screen and grit sound fancy and fun. And I came away with a whole new appreciation for Dave. And all of our team who make our sewer plant operate, because for one, there's a lot. I mean, this takes a high level of skill for one. And, you know, where we're going from what we have now to where we're going is gonna be a pretty major step up. It's gonna take a lot of expertise. We're very fortunate to have Dave and Scott and Dave and his team to help guide us through this. Because it's not glamorous, but it is highly helpful.
Yep.
No, I can't top that. I've been on tours, and Orville had a machine called the Muffin Monster, if you can imagine what that did, but that was
We actually had one of those in Solon until we upgraded in 2005.
oh, interesting stuff at the wastewater. You wouldn't believe what goes down the wastewater system that they pick out, so. Next, as was talked, National Library Week is April 7th through 13th. With that, we have a proclamation for 2024. Whereas libraries offer the opportunity for everyone to connect with others, learn new skills, and pursue their passions, no matter where they are on life's journey. Whereas libraries have long served as trusted institutions, striving to ensure equitable access to information and services for all members of the community, regardless of race, ethnicity, creed, ability, sexual orientation, gender identity, or socioeconomic status. Whereas libraries adapt to the ever-changing needs of the communities, developing and expanding collections, programs, and services that are as diverse as the populations they serve. Whereas libraries are accessible and inclusive places that promote a sense of local connection, advancing understanding, civic engagement, and shared community goals. Whereas libraries play a pivotal role in economic development by providing resources and support to job seekers, entrepreneurs, and small businesses, thus contributing to local prosperity and growth. Now therefore, be it resolved that I, Dan O'Neill, Mayor, City of Solon, proclaim National Library Week, April 7th through 13th, 2024. During this week, I encourage all residents to visit their library and celebrate the adventures and opportunities they unlock for us every day. Ready, set, library. Anybody wants to sit down and share their favorite memories? Thank you for all.
Would we be able to get a quick picture?
Yes, sure.
We have a couple members of our board. Great.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Next, on the recognition of Dave Richards, 10 years of service. So thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
We just talked with wastewater treatment plant, what we do day to day to keep everything flowing. Scott, you have any words that you'd like to say?
I really appreciate Dave's role within our city, and I think people really need to know the sacrifices that he makes for the community as a whole. You know, he's effectively on call 24/7, 365, and he takes that role very seriously. He's a wonderful person, and I applaud him for being here so long, and look forward to having him many more years.
Dave, you want to come up for your picture at all?
Really.
We're gonna get one of the shop with you.
Yeah, whatever you have. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. That takes us down to new business, the high school baseball scoreboard. That's an honor.
I was approached by, the parent group that is helping fundraise for the baseball scoreboard. And also Brian Heinges, from the school. So there was, the scoreboard was, new scoreboard was, purchased with, fundraising dollars. And I think it's either arrived or it's close to arriving, and they want to get this up for this year's baseball season. Per our SRNA 2080 agreement with the school, some of you don't realize that, when the property was purchased where the SRNA is, the city purchased the property, and then the school, made payments over 5 years. I don't remember the exact amount, to have that high school, you know, so they contributed to the purchase of the property to have that high school field, that high school baseball field there. And so, that was the reason that we have the SRNA 2080 agreement, because whenever two government agencies want to share some resources, they need a 2080 agreement. In that 2080 agreement, we have a competition area that's designated in the high school baseball field as part of the competition area. And so that agreement states that any improvements in the competition area require both city and school approval. And so when Brian Hedges came in, he's kind of telling me the plan was to reuse the current posts that are there. And I said, we'll need to have our building inspector review the plans and make sure the posts can support the sign. And also we'll need specs on the sign and wind load. As far as I know, I think that's still in the process. So any approval for this scoreboard would be subject to the building inspection report being completed first before they get the sign up. Anything else to add on the sign, Scott?
No.
Scoreboard?
To add on the what, Kimmy?
The scoreboard conversation.
No, we're just gonna take it down and not put ours back up on the same pole, but
So on the back side of that is is a scoreboard that when YSF played there regularly, that needs to come down for the new scoreboard to go up. But we've talked internally, Scott Brody and we really don't see any need for that scoreboard to go back up. No one's using it right now. It's kind of obsolete. So, again, just ask that any approval for the scoreboard, and you should have a picture in your packets, be subject to, the, building inspection, approval.
I move to approve the high school school board, replacement of SRNA, building inspection.
I'll second.
Okay. Duncan?
Yes.
Farland?
Yes.
Gabriel?
Yes.
Kramer? Yes. All right. Next, resolution 2414. This is setting the public hearing for the fiscal 25 budget that can be discussed during the special meeting on that. And so we have this set April 24th, 2024 at the special council meeting. Any questions? Comments?
I'll move to approve resolution 2414.
Duncan?
Yes.
Farland?
Yes.
Gabriel?
Yes.
Kramer? Yes. That takes us down to other business. So, council committees, quite a few, updates. We have, streets, project planning meeting, it's coming up, PUD.
yeah, and I haven't set that yet, and I'm sorry, I will get on that as soon as I can get back to my office and get a couple free minutes.
All right, utilities, can we talk about the sewer plant, tours that took on and any other, meetings scheduled with them?
Not right now.
All right. Finance, no updates there. Personnel, the finance officer interviews. With that, we just wanted to thank you to John and Lauren, Cammie and Susie. Am I missing anybody from the interview side? So thank you for getting all those worked through. Building needs, I don't have an update on that. We will be scheduling another meeting for the police committee. Andrew, Lauren, Cammie and I will be meeting again on that. And with the city school committee meeting, there's one coming up on Monday, April 8th. Anything from the city clerk?
City clerk's son is getting pinned as a firefighter tonight, so she is, a proud mama right now.
Can't be anything that you.
I wanted to note that each of you have received an invitation. This is a special invitation because Solon is part of the Herkion Parade this year. They've extended invites to kind of a pre-party. And so those are the invitations. Please RSVP directly to the email that's in your invitation. If you want to go, it's on the 16th of April at 6 p.m. However, they have not announced the location. So you're going somewhere. You're going somewhere on the 16th. So yeah, and that's all I have.
Any comments? Mayor comments? Happy birthday. All right. With that, we will look to go into a closed session. Council to consider entering into closed session pursuant to Iowa Code Chapter 21.5J, allowing for closed session regarding real estate transactions. With that, thank you all for coming.
Thank you. Okay.
Scott?
Oh, can we have,
Yeah, motion.
a motion? Yeah, second. I'll second.
Just a roll call.
All right, Duncan? Yes. Farland?
Yes.
Gabriel?
Yeah.
Craig? Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.